So, last time, let's go and pre-map. Last time we made this. This maps looks like shit, huh? This was not the map, the final map we used. This is just like the pre-map I made for the past story at the moment. The pregnantess, you would say. She's the pregnantess. The household at the very least. So, very impressive. Yeah, I know. Look at these things. For now, it's disgusting. But from here, because like we reimagine a kind of world, which was this, that had a force in action. Pushing all of those isles together, making this. I have no name for this continent yet. None, nor do I have for the isle, okay? So, basically, this on the right became what we have on the left. Whole idea being, the cold part here ended up being here. The health section ended up being here. And by hitting together, there's some mountain that formed in between them where the ground got more hit. We already had a mountain in the dwarf section here that just got to be even higher when they hit with the very cold area. We have the desertic place here, the bottom isle. They hit together, but there was a spot where it was a little less constrained for the tectonic plate. So we have less mountain at that part, so a place where both of them would fight. And we have a fifth continent in the bottom right that is not shown on this map yet. Basically, in a long time before, and that's going to be like for very much later in the world building, it's not for now, there was a high level caster. We're talking about a caster able to cast level 10 spell that willingly moved those 4 parts, like those 4 isles, so that they could place in a... Eventually, that 5th isle was supposed to be pushed to. Didn't. It got under control before that. But those 4 things got pushed together to make a big circle that would be able to make a pentagram of summoning. And without the 5th one, it's impossible to summon the thing they wanted to summon. We're talking like at least demigod level of summoning at that point. And this one never made it because there's another caster here or something very heavy that wished or that made it so that the tapestry of magic, of mana, would be harder to tap in. So that other caster that was able to like cast level 10 spells take a random taste bean. How so? Oh yeah. Thank you, Thorson. I forgot. We have this one, which is either, I think it's birthday cake or dirty dishwater. I feel like I'm often falling on this one. This is soap. This is dirty dishwater. It is soap. It's fun. I hope that your players don't watch the stream. Dude, Paras, this plan is for a game that does not exist yet. Does it make it easy for you? This is community world building. Anyone can take that. And here's the thing also, with the way we're going to build this thing, from one DM to the other, you could start with the same base, the same ground, and have 2 totally different games. I'm not going to write a railroading campaign. It's more like world building that we're doing at the moment. We're going to have some steps for each of the places that they go to, where if they go at a certain level, they will have some challenge in front of them, and if they go at other levels, they will have some other challenge inside of them. Make sense to you? So yeah, that's a little bit maybe more complex than what we usually do here. And I don't know how to say that. It's not going to be a... I tend to do that. I do not tend to do that. This is how I love to run my campaign. This is how I actually enjoy running my campaign. I basically have some wide ideas of what's happening. 3 or 4 major villain. Basically, start with 3 major villain usually that grow up to have few hook, maybe more. And after this, we have a second arc with 1 big villains. Exactly. Thorson is used to that. That's basically what I made him play through in the past. And Thorson, because you've played these kind of thing, we have a spot of powers in this one as well. As you can see, I am very original in my way of planning my games. But we're gonna try to give them like other forms than big trees that time. So one of them will be a big tree for sure, but the other one will change a lot. You'll try, and hello best I can. What? I missed the part, Vendura. Hello best you can. And yes. Oh, hell. Okay, good. First stuff. I kind of need a place for the new continent that the fusion of these 4 HAL made happen. And I'm really more down to hear your ideas, and we're going to pick whatever feels good. Also need names for the 4L section that we have. So I'm going to add a few pages. Goal being super simple. These pages will all be a region of the thing. Until later where we're going to have to like do under region. And there's stuff that's missing here. I should put at least something living on that part. Like, yes, it's desert, but desert on the side of water should not be unlivable. So we will go and add like 2 village. At least small village. Whoop. Way smaller than this. I say 1 small here. 1 bigger. No, not you. You stay small. 1 bigger there. Those places would be technically livable and probably like manageable with some boats. Names. Oh, give me a description so I can get a vibe. This place is basically made out of those 4 owl. Yeah. That could be named after a protector. The one that actually made the whole place. I don't want name that comes from very known IPs, if it's possible, Jenny. So that like this thing does not end up looking like a whole Star Wars movie. You know? For a reason. Pretty like I'm gonna get DMCA later because we sang Let It Go at the start of the stream, so don't make it worse, okay? Like Disney already have me in their shooting area. So here. Gamborger. Gamborger sounds like a wonderful name for a place. What is it inspired by? Gamborger. Nothing. Oh, Borger. Gamborger. Gamborg. There's a place in Denmark that's Gamborg. That's fine. Hamburger. Dude, okay, let's find something. That sounds like the name you would give to like a side city. Gem Porca. Fair enough. Too big? Maybe a little smaller. We can still see it. Go. We need a buttload of name for places. So I know it have totally no link with the world or the plot, but can you put a pet rock in? There's gonna be a pet rock something. A pet rock inn or a pet rock inn? Out like a place? But you will have to think or to remember me this when we're going to be at the section where we're going to talk about the cities, if it makes sense. But yeah, we can probably make place for a pet rock inn. I know how it's important. Mangana looks like a good place for the Beast King. Let's go here. Smaller. I don't know. That one can kind of be good. Hey, please, you fudge. I'm just making new ones instead of deleting these. Here. Yenburger. We're talking this one. Mangana. That's probably like coming from manganese, but that's fair. That's fair game. Let's go. If you have a very cold place, Verost. Kind of sound like Frosts, but like, that's all good. You don't know, bro. You just like call the captain, bro. Here, that's fair. Sounds like a good place to name like the whole area here. But we say Veros. Did you say Veros? Where was Veros? Mango and banana, Mangana. Oh, I thought it was manganese. Rost. Here. Good. Next is... See, we have place. Dumore East. Honestly... I agree with the fact that this section here... We're gonna let it in that color for now. Dumore East. And that's going to be Dumore West. Oops. Damonre. No, Damonre sounds like shit. So, Dumore West. We're going to change the color of these things later to say that these are like region. This is basically where the human lived in the past time and where they got when they were running from the old place. Fudge your Toquebec. So, if we have to name something Toquebec, it's gonna be top here. And we're gonna hate it together. So that, the section here, say Toquebec. I'm giving it to you. You better not say I never did anything to you. Okay? We did that for you now. Quebec. You better know it. Be listening to this. Thorson, as I said, from one game to the other, those are going to be some bases. After that, what you're going to do, or if you get to play this, or if you want to run this, it's up to you. Not all the game will be the same, and we will not be putting like all the numbers on everything. This is a story. Hermosk? What is Hermosk inspired by? Best name ever. You say called you. Tell me the inspiration. Like, what do you think when you have this in your mind? I know where to put it. Sovuk. I'm sure there's like, you're gonna trap me into some words. So here we have in smaller for sure. What's the name of this place? We said so, and I'm gonna add little dangling thing on the top of my U. This is Sovuk. It's cold in Uzbek. Well, where Uzbek? Nah. We don't have much cold place remaining. Uzbek. I know where Uzbek could be. Okay, so text. Give me a Uzbek. Fudge. Give me a Uzbek right here. That sounds like a place. Oh, Sovuk. Sovuk sounds a little more like something where I would like to place horse. So guys, this is now Sovuk. Deal with it. And you say, you call your mom, bro. And your mom takes it easy. Mom's agreed with the fact that you call her, bro. This is not Sovuk anymore. This could be Uzbek. Here. But with that little, like, trema. No, it's not that. It's not that. A. How do I do the little doop doop? Nope. 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 I don't remember. I don't remember how to put the two like boop on the O. We'll remember that later. It's not an emergency. Burr, but it's a cold village. It's a whole village of the Burr Castle. Joey using your translate method. A dwarf town named Hanneken. If we do that, like there's gonna be a side city here to that entry that let them deal with the human. Here. Dex. And so that it's not confused to be like the other thing, we're gonna call it Hanneken. This is not Hanneken. This is Hanneken. Fair? That's fair. Sue us. Brad Sharon, Elon Cross. Let's wait. Let's wait before we name people. A rustic and cold place. Faraz, that's the worst joke ever. Full of barbarian at Athlone is the midpoint of pass between east and west. What does it mean? What does it mean? So first off, we're gonna say, you say here. How do we name like une tranchée, but like a big cave, big path, but in English? Oop. A pass. Well, let's call it a pass. So we have Muspelane. Muspelane. That sounds like misspelling. I love it. Athlone. Pass. And we will have to have like a whole person named Athlone that adds something huge happening there. Like for this to be ending with that little name. Next. What's next? I would like to bring my thing to a 0. Let's go. Muspelane. 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 Muspelane sounds cold. It sounds Viking-ish. It's gonna be the name. Like we're gonna have a cold boss at the top here. Pelahim. Mom also called you bro. Like a place full of orc barbarian, you know? It would be great. Oh, Oren, no specific vibe. Or whatever you want. Oh, Oren. No specific. Oren. You don't have a vibe for Oren. Let's try to find a place that could be called Oren. Honestly, you're telling me that all the elves town finished by a Ren or a EN, I'd be fine. So we will have like here Oren. What else? With a W, right? Oren. Here. Astano. Yeah, pass was the word that I was looking for. In Viking equal orc, barbarian, rustic, and cold place. I think we've set the orc in that bear section here, where they are basically, they have been held limited by to go too much all in on the human by that little place here with a small pass. More bear territory in the top left is basically lived in by orcs. You know, Urmosk is not Viking, but it sounds Viking in your head. And I missed the one you said, Ticheni. It's a place where both sides exchange each merchandise. I'm gonna catch up with. That's all good. It's definitely Vikingish. Just the Heim at the end, I think meant like realm. Like the middle place where everyone wants to join to exchange. But now the name does not work. Because you already have a Viking village. Yeah, you can have more than one race with like Vikingish area. Like, makes sense out of it. Viking tended to have a lots of smaller village. Absolutely. Athlone. Atlas, where all the world comes to exchange. Oh. Okay. That would be like more what we have here. So this could be the city of Athlone. Just confirming. Athlone. This exists. Fair. Okay, that could be Athlone. Here. And they got to name the pass because, like, they've won a big fight or anything here. Make it bigger. Hijar is in a desertic place, maybe. Okay. So now we have names, by the way. That's great. We don't have to think about them. So you say Tirnanog for the house. What does Tirnanog mean? Sounds like a set of runes in Diablo 2. Hijar. I'll try to just like this. Good. Hijar. Right here. Oh, that burp tasted like dishwater. That was not a good feel in my mouth. Hijar. Smaller place. Smaller place here. I want... In Irish mythology, Tirnanog, Irish pronunciation, lens on the young. Lens of the young. Well, 4 halves. Young means something else. We could probably like name this part that it with the cold place here. Tirnanog, that would do. Like the new spot that happened. When those two isles got forced together. And like the old one did not want to come back here. Oh, here, Tirnanog. Golguff is like a Cressy village because Gwalguff is Cressy in Galua. Horan. Okay, first off, we have to go for Cressy village. That could be this. What did you name it? Golgoth. Golgoth. That's the one living in the swamps, okay? This is how they get named out of here. But inside the place, this is more like Kua. Cuesta. Like anything that would sound like Kuoto-esque. We have. We need a name for this part, and it's gonna be... I want the name House of Oberon. Okay. Mythology. I want to see where they live. Oberon. I have this in French. I would like to have it in English. Where did Oberon live? It is like, it is, there's already a character called Oberon in the Watch. Lives in the Feywild. Yes, I would like a name though. On the Sword Coast. Okay. Aspect, Pantheon, gender. Power level, Arc Fey, good. Plain Feywild. Where? Then I will need to like think a name that sounds like Fey-like. Door to the Fey world. What is the name of the door to the Fey world? There must be a name. Mythology. Mythology. They have Mo to the Feywild. Okay. Give me this. Like for the village in the wood. Mirasia Marais. Village in the wood. If it's for the we already called it by the other name that Joey Cave. So no, what was it? It was Golgoth. The ugly part. But we might need one. We might need one for something in the jungle. Most D&D lore emphasize that Fey mysterious to blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's think then. Door to the Fey Wild. Translation to Celtic. Let's go. Something with that. Translation. This is not what I want. Here. I just want a translating website. Translation. Door to the Feywild. I added a T accidentally. here. I would like for it to be translated to Celtic. Oh, Celtic does not exist. Let's say Norse, Norwegian, or Til Feywild. I'll just name it Dor Til Fey. We'll name it Dor Til Fey. Done do it. Dor Til Fey. That's it. Celtic. Or Swampesia, more English elves. We have though, we don't have much area here for the swamp. We have one place in here for the jungle. You probably have wonderful ideas here. Anantisha? What is Anantisha? Catodora for an aquatic place. This is the kind of thing that will not show on the map for a long time. If we do that, like, these things are not places to like find. Anaconda helps. Oh, yeah, let's go for Anantisha. But it's not help. There's something in those woods. Not determine what it is yet, but it's on the side of the beastland. And smaller, because like clearly it's small. Here, moved. Change the text for Anantisha. Need a bunch of name for like human town now. No, this is beastland. This is human. This is beastland. With this will be human. We need a human town right here. Small town, let's go. Yep, small town. Like this. Jing. For the human town. Jing. The Gold Valley. We have a place where they basically placed it for... So... That's a mining village. The Gold Valley. I feel like it's not a name for a town. Let's call them the Goldly. Goldly. Makes a lot of sense. I love that. Let's go. A bit of sense. Makes sense to me. Asbestos, dude. Farestia? Far Westia. That's so on the nose, it's perfect. Because our town produced a lot of gold. Yeah, sure. Dog. That's kind of that's a shame when you think about it, right? But like Catodora will be good for a village near the Ocean. It's already done. Like we gave Catodora here. But like people will not know why Catodora is written here. They will think it's because of the water pond. I need a name also for that big bastion of the dwarves. Good job, Farah, taking your ticket. That's appreciated. Let's put that bigger while we find some other name. And then we'll list the good thing on sheets. Hey, Turk dude, thanks a lot for the hydrant. So, it's named Gold Valley. Wow. It sounds so bad. Bessing say like the hurt place in Avatar. Sadly, this is already IP'd, but we will find something close to that. I want something with G. Like Goromia. And no, the people that live there are not Gorons. They are Goromian. It's making sure, like, so that there's no doubt for anyone. Those are Goromian, not Goron. Gemionin, we could call one Gemion. Like the entry point that they have closer to the Hork territory, so they can protect themselves, could be called Gemion. The home of the incredible, smart but strange gnome. Sorry, not the sticker. This is all good. Go sleep. Go sleep, guys. If you don't know the runic druid, go drop some love toward its way. Where he lives at the moment, it is a crazy hour. The fact that he was with us that long is super great. Thank you, my friend. We will go here and write, that's an orc small village. God, no, okay. That is an IP, so. Go for something like Luke. What still need a name here? I need something on the side of water, but that would not be in the water. So you're meta? You're meta? Like, yeah, you know, like they matter. Let them, they matter. The home of the that would probably be like a lost home in a corner of the world. Aluk. What still need a name? We still need a name for that little one, these two little one, that big one, which is the opposite of Athlone because they decided to run away from them. New Athlone. Iona? Like Iona? Theon Bird. Theon Bird. Now let's go for this Theon Bird. A few more. Goalie? Like goalie? Goalie? Put a whole city inside a volcano and call it Volcano. It's the Huo letter. Huo in English later. I mean Volcano, Tionberg. And it's still populated by pretentious French people. I have we have a good reason why this is also humans. And these humans are like politically opposite to them. We don't know why exactly. But there's going to be a good reason why they hate each other. We're going to have to find one. Dolly. Duo is fire. Okay. Alignac or the one at the side of the water? Which one? And why Alignac? Alignac sounds a little closer to what we would have from our beast creature. It's getting close to something. I need something that sounds Middle Eastern-ish or like North African-ish. And we need something that like desertic. It's a divinity of the Lunar Inuit. Alignac. That did not fit here. Dorthmore. Why Darthmore? Darth? Sounds... Okay. Norval Bay? You guys... Go for... There's no bay! I'm gonna have to draw a bay after that. Nor... That is for the cold place. I want something else bay. Give me something else bay. How do we write Demul, but in English? Clambay? Clambay? Is it Clambay? Baby. No. Nice job, Art Buttle. Nice job, Art Buttle. How do we write, Pearl Arbor. Thank you! Pearl Bay. Pearl Bay, because I know better. Here. Pearl Bay. And we're gonna have like a little spot that will clearly be made by humans. Size. Very, very small. Here. That looks so precise. That's fair. That looks like Pearl Bay. Guantanamo Bay. Nice job, guys. Here we can probably fix up something here. Here. Smaller, that's fine. To be called, Normal Bay. And I will have to be right back. I have a small bladder to empty, and then we'll start probably like grinding on what we want for a village or a corner of the world. Be right back, people. Oh. Yay. My character is so stuck in his T position. It's not quite T, but like warrior position for some reason. That happens in this game. And there's nothing I can do to fix this. Woo! I can't roll at the moment. I'm just stuck in my... I had a hard time today. Oh, you sent it to me in DMs. I mean, if you send it to me in DMs, I can't miss it. Yeah, but like... I see a little piggy. This is good. And we received that, and we will keep just a little. Wow, I'm dying stupidly. Too bad. Well, the next unmixed Pokemon that we will see that we do not already have is going to be like the one making a mix with Bulbasaur. Fudge. Memory just kicked in. For once. Clack. Bridge. Oh. Leaf. But bridge. Did he end up? How the hell? Okay. When I do my research, 98% of the specialists are agreeing that this is good. This is what could actually like make us able to go through that. Why would I believe that 2% that you found that are like dumb? But those are saying the truth, and this is why they are like not listened to by anyone, because people are scared of the fuck you. Sorry.
Okay,
that
that
yeah.
does not happen often.
To lose trying.
That
So.
does not happen often, and that's
Hey,
true.
hey, there is a
We're back. Back to a little bit of like arbor sound in the background. You already put it for a village. Okay, forget about it. HI is already one. I want something more. I want one more that is desertic. I'm just gonna call this place Null. We need some names for mountain area, like without being cities, just like generic name for mountain areas. Is it bin tier? That's for a desertic area. Benim tier. Let's go. Benim tier. Full range. Ooh. Ooh. If they do not reproduce too much, clearly we're talking here. Troll range. That's a very good reason why the Horde did not find a way to just like go to the human and just destroy them. It's a childhood village in the mountain. We went there when I was little. Mount Munton. Thank you, Varus. The name of that big mountain. The Watchers speak. We will have to decide who or what is the Watchers, okay? Valley? That sounds a little too... That could be like Death Valley. Death Valley, but there's a good reason why people call it like that. We'll learn that later together. And Tops Mountain. Heaven reaching hillside. It's Crane in I don't know what language. What's Crane? Kappa. What do we still need a name for? The hard to reach slope. Avalon Vale. I think Avalon has been overused. Where is Avalon from? Yeah, sure. Thank you. Show me La Balle. Avalon. Okay, it's an island. You should put snow on some mountain. Yeah, but to do that, I need to pay for the thing. I should really put snow on some mountain, but like, here are all the options we have free. So, all the one with the stars you don't have access to, and the free one are like all here. So there's no snowy one. There's snowy tree. There's no snowy mountain. The afterlife for the is a mythic island. Okay, the afterlife for the warrior of the Arthurian myth, because you know dying for something bigger than you was important. Okay. Let's try to watch. Move. Avalon's height. How did we name our place? The more west, the more east. We can have a name for region as well. So this whole place here, the desertic area, we need a name. The swampy area, we need a name. The beast, the beast king area, we need a name. It is also called Vale in a few of the story, a valley high in mountain. Okay. We try to avoid IP, by the way, Bottle, so we will not go for Mount Nevermore. Here. Glacier Peak. Honestly, that would make so much more sense if we put it high. So I'll take that Death Valley thing here. We're gonna find a reason why people do not go here, and this here will be the Glacier's Chain. The wall here. Glacier's Chain. Spooky Mountain. Thank you, Thorson, for that. Like, stunning adventure too. Oh, I gotta go. You gotta go blow some snow again. Thought you did earlier, but that's fine. See you soon, dear. So now everything got a name. About everything got a name. We still need a few one for area. So got me that at 0, and the main's land for the territory of like the Beast King, and see where we're going with that. I think technically the whole swamp is also in the Beast King area. It's gonna be filled with like fishy looking creatures, so why not? You agree about snow? They all look like they should be called Bald Mountain. I agree. Like, yeah. Look what we have. Oh, Angel Domain for a mountain would be cool. For one mountain in particular. Okay. So it could be like, for now we're doing the Hurley stuff, but it could be for that moment where the 5th area on the bottom right here get eventually like glowing into the middle of the aisle to make like the circle a full circle. So not for now. Yeah, clearly there could be an Angel's Peak. Get discovered, either discovered or forced in, depending. Exactly. Discovered by the player, not by life, you know. Here, I'll call that the dessert of Suguri, and we'll decide what Suguri is later, okay? Forget the Kraken's Lair. That's gonna be probably the name of an inn. It makes sense. Like, we're gonna start to put some life into these places. And the Kraken's Lair is clearly... Oh, you mean in the game. There, yeah. Could also be the name of a inn. Here, I did not decide the look that this thing was supposed to have, so... Do we have any option that looks very cool for this? We actually don't. I was like, what name do we give to the whole place? And I'm like, Estonia! But no, Estonia exists. We're not calling this thing Estonia. That's not what history will say. Ah. What do we need? I need the name of the person that keeps this thing in peace to some point. Or the one that moved the ground. Honestly, like, those owl didn't get all stuck together for fun. The guy that made it a long time in the past could have been someone that was extremely convincing in how this would be a great thing for all those races. I don't want all the creature living here to just willingly hate themselves just because they live on the side of each other. They will have better reason to hate each other, you know? So, let's think of it. What would be the better reason to hate each other? We will go open this and just name this as a first page. I want to have some overworld conflict, but they must not be high enough for this. Basically, this whole area is not what the person moving island was expecting for. They're still missing the last part. They will not fight for this before they are able to repair the Veil of Mana. So the player do not have to deal with those world altering magic for a long time. Before, oh. We will make it so that before the player do a certain achievement in the game, like repair the Veil of Mana, no magic can like pass level 5 or 6, and all the caster will have to know it before the game starts. But anyway, at the point where the Veil of Mana is repaired, they reach about that level anyway. This is not going to be an hindrance for the player. You know what I mean? It's going to be planned to be fixed when they're going to reach about that level. So just letting them know that they've seen what magic can do at best. And we're still, if we're talking about like level 5 magic, we're still talking about being able to bring back people to life. Like, I'm an atheist, but if you tell me that you can bring people back to life and not in a book that says that the book is true, like, you might make me someone that believes. So level 5 magic for someone that is just like Mr. Anyone, anyone. The average Joe would be like reviving people, I believe. This is a level of might that makes no sense. Might, no, okay, yeah. Honestly, if you bring back someone to life in front of me, man, what do I have to say? Like without medical attention or things like that. Like by magic. Yep. Yeah, I might be a believer at that point. Spell Plague, Zones of Anti-Magic. It's not like anti-magic, it's more like, yeah, better than this actually. The whole freaking area of the 4L so that the 5th one do not reach it, like they cannot move it. Another caster that was well-intentioned, that did not want that big demigod summoning happening, prevented this to happen by using a spell that was maybe at the same level as the other was casting. We're talking level 10 levels. To just make sure no one can pass level 5. Like, what in his holy mind of a level 10 caster, he was like, okay, at that point, magic become too strong. This is the point where magic is becoming more of a problem than something that support people. Just think about like AI, you know? Art Bottle would be like, just think about AI, like that moment where we push it a little too far. My map kind of looks like Italy and the Adriatic Sea law. It's possible it's possible that we just like made something similar. Not sure. If it's the case, it's not by design. Here might get dethroned by a better mage. Oh, you mean for the zone of anti-magic? The idea is that like if nobody can cast the spell over level 5, you will never be able to reach a level that can fix this. unless you get like a godly intervention at that point. See chat GPT. Chat GPT. Chat GPT. I don't know what chat GPT is. Here. So, what are the big force actively fighting with each other? The Horde, Luff, and Cleric. Okay, so here. I say the Horde could honestly northwest Horde tribes are basically using waterways to attempt minor raids. Lots of conflicts in the Calipze area. See, not going more precise than this for now. We will put some more life into it later. I think everyone left in Cleric, but like before one of your deity, and I think this is a big part of the thing, before one of your deity decide that it's important enough to be fixed, you're gonna have to work hard, you know. Here, next one. Oh, we have two Kaluk. This is problematic. This is not Kaluk. This is This is a 10% chance every day. You're asking for this. If you know this is a problem, with wisdom, I believe you would probably be like, maybe it's not that great. Whole plan. Yeah, exactly. Usually deity decide to do not intervene directly in the human plane. If they do, like there's more than one that does it at the time because they know they are freaking up things. We need another name for a western city of human. We already have Far West here. So Agnamborg. Agnamborg. We have something. Have something. I say that's good enough. A lot of conflict in the Agnamborg area. Agnamborg. And we move on. A bit in Gamborger, but Gamborger being bigger, those small raids do not make much. Make a deal with the deity to repair it. Exactly, that's going to be the idea. Like, I think in the original DnD scene, it's called Mysteril. And at the start, this thing was he was just a human, like a magician. And got up to godhood. Dolly is less protected, but probably linked to Tianberg. Now we need to think. What political system was active in Athlone before a group of the human that got against what they were doing ended up leaving the first island and going to the one where there was the Beast King actively like doing his things and start their own political system? Will be in some ways inspired by the old one, but different. A little bit like you know, the English people when they came into North America and they were like, yeah, so this is now ours. Do our things. We will do our things, and we kind of like copied it, but different. But we still technically like swear until now. I think it's not obligatory anymore in Quebec. But we still swear to the crown of England most of the time when we become representant for some reason. For old reason. So, let's think. Real NA was raw imperialism. Absolutely. Not mandatory anymore. Yeah, it's not mandatory anymore in Quebec. Absolutely. Like three people were like, this is stupid. And they've been like, I will let you talk about this, but this is still stupid. They went away, and then it was 1 week later, they were like, yeah, no, we're going to sign on the fact that this is stupid. Do it if you wish now. It's not mandatory. It will still be recommended in like 14. Nice. It was about time that debate got open anyway. I know it's about nothing, but it's a how do we say that? It's a significant nothing, if it makes sense. So, what was their system? The thing is, when English people and French people went into North America, the people went there for them, on their behalf. At the moment, I don't want that. I would rather have them go in without their consent, just like stealing all the ship. And it was a coup d'etat without being a coup d'etat. They were led by someone that was like anti-violence, so they just left with the ships, installed themselves elsewhere. My mind really wants a tiny island with a wizard on it in the middle of the Inland Sea. In the middle of that? Well, check out about this later. Check out when like other things are filled up, and eventually, if there is a possibility to go for a more watery scene or act, we'll add some stuff into the sea to make it like more full. A buff and tan 70 years old. That is like, yeah, one day I was able to wish things into reality, and the next, not. I don't know why. He ends up being like the good guy, the one that like limited the access to magic to everyone. He just decided after that to do not live with society, being like, I'm cool growing old now. Already having wish not to grow old as fast as the others, you know? So he's been there for about 700 years, just waiting for the world to be ready for his big comeback. We could probably like think something like that, but that's for level 12. So for now, life. Let's put life into this. Political system. I kind of feel like we could use... Thorson knows exactly what I'm talking about, okay? Like we could use the communist necromancer. Thorson know exactly what I'm talking about. Like having all of these sections where most of the hard work is done by necromancer's minion, doing like the petty, not petty, the everything that you would ask for a farmer to do or anything. So like when someone dies in there, they do not borrow him. They're like, well, grandma, it's sad that you're dead, but like, here's Kevin. Kevin will make you into a farmer for the rest of your life. And That may sound super nice. It got some very good things. The first, just awful. Yeah. And because like Tienberg had as a leader someone that was strongly against all of these like shenanigans dealing with undeads and stuff, they just decided that they would leave. They are led by a very charismatic paladin, and the necromancer here, I would be inclined to make it like we could go for a charisma bard instead. Like, it's possible to make it as a wizard, but a charisma bard would be so much better. So, and I know like that comes with a lot of awful thing after that. Thorson knows it. Until you're dead and beyond. No, it's working from the moment you're dead. Unless you're a necromancer or a caster, then you will be forced into being a necromancer if you have access to magic. Raise undead so that they can work. So like that kind of thinking of everybody gets to live and do whatever they like in life. Everything is sold to a very high price to some point because like people live well. They are fortunate. They don't have to work menial tasks. That comes with some side problem. They reproduce less, so their society is in decline at the moment where the story happens because we have more dead people than we have living people. And every time someone like has any affinity for magic, they are forced into a school where they just learn how to become necromancer, so that the whole system can still hold on, even though the casters and the resource of people able to cast are now limited and hard to find. Like, good for most of the society, bad for the necromancer that will end up being the only one really like focusing on making these do the menial task. They are well paid, but they also hate their lives. And on the higher scale, when like kids are taken from their family to become necromancer, the society is not pro this, but they also know that it's like the cost to pay for this. And you have the higher one there that is that that necromancing bard that feels like shit about this. So that's for later. But basically they have a whole communist laboring system made around a necromancer that sadly was too good at making his village of Athlone fruitful. And that made baby like all over its part of the country. And there's going to be like a leader in Tienberg, which is going to be strongly against everything that is death related. When people are dead, they are dead. You do not bring them back to life. It is against the normal order. So, Athlone. Unist. Undead. Let's say it like that. Oh, I will remember what it is. Labor. And all the other, they still got to do some stuff, but like they live way more well because everything is made by robots, which are the undead that have to be programmed by necromancer. Tienberg left strongly against anything death related, including bringing the dead back to life. Real revives. And they probably went with like some wonderful ideas about having a, oh no, you can still work with the feudal way here. He's not against being a monarch. We're talking like paladin-minded human. Yeah, very much like stick in the bum paladin. A lot of leadership that had people like just follow him, and then you had to deal with like what happened out of that. So lawful good, definitely. Like we're talking, yeah, lawful good, but like not good for your own health or the health of the people around you. Lawful good. So we'll think. We'll have a whole sheet just for that. So that is rename general forces that are active. We have the Beast King territory, which is going to be that the Main's land. The oops, I'm not writing, or if I'm writing, I'm not writing at the right place. The Main's land. This one will not be feudal, just so that like the Beast King can be totally feudal. It's gonna be feudal. Majority each city with a more prominent kind of, I want to say beast human, but that's not what I want to say. Beast human. We're going to say that for now, in lack of a better word. We'll be more precise later when we're going to be talking about the main lane in its own page. I say that like parts of the jungle could be, you know, part of the jungle is also the main's territory, and all of this part here probably as well. Like those human only got that part. They've been there recently. This whole section will be the main's territory. Desert as well, but like those two part here will rarely have some moment together because of that desert in between them. We have something. The Helps. The Helps Island. So what name do we give to that? Let's just say the Helps for now. We need a better name than this. Helps. We'll go for something that is way more, I'm going to say that. To make a Christmas tree with a 2 years old is art. A 2 years old and a puppy. They will have a way to live that is way closer to, we take from nature only what the nature can give you, and the opposite, and a 4 years old. Oh, little shrimp. Honestly, it must be fun. You let them care about the bottom part, and you just have to put like the star and let them play. Oh, it isn't that fun. So we have the help here. I want something that is really much more First Nation approach to the world. I want them also to be living like they do not build stuff. They have wood singer, which are literally like, by the power of music, able to build house out of living trees. So we will have wood singer in them. That is something that I can fairly probably manage to explain with the spells in the game. I'm pretty sure. They know how to regrow trees. In the middle, where Dortil Faye is, we're gonna have Oberon. He's the one taking care of the source of power of that section. We have the north part. The north part, since they got to be like linked to the rest, they will not be as aggressive. No, maybe they could be more. Either we make them very good at producing quality goods because they have to work with a very small amount of resources. So like when you work your wood, you work it good. When you work your leather, you work it good. I kind of don't want to make them raiders. We already have a group of raiders. And they are under probably the influence of whatever lives in Muspelheim. So, what can we think about? No raiders. Clearly, they will have to be a harbor section. Like everything they do will have to be close to the water. So, what's the Quebec? At Quebec. Thank you thing. Quebec. We will have a whole marine economy. Everything goes around what you can do from the water. So try to imagine Newfoundland or anything that would be like in the north of Quebec. And you get it. Like the Inuit way of living. The world is a closed place and people gotta support each other. You get a good fishing, you bring it back. You share with your part of the village. So, we got that. I don't think they're going to be at... They're going to have some small conflict with HR. But mostly about, like, who gets what part of the water. Like, when they will get some ship too close. HR could have some pirate in it. That would... Without being raiders. HR could be a good place for... all the less, the more ill-intentioned people to just live. So, Mainsland. What is the water body name? It has none for now. I didn't get any for now. But there's going to be something in the water which is going to be called Catodora. We just don't know yet what it's going to be. There's no name for the body of water. HR. HR will be no. Known as the... I don't know. Thieves City. Biggest black market. I am good. My troth Earth, as you guessed. It's been 6 hours, so we're past the amount of time I'm supposed to talk in a day. But it's going well. Why? Are you doubting? Here? Well, we already drank like 3 liters today. Here. So we start to put life into it. 6 hours of talking in a day is too much. It, depending on the state of your throat, plus the singing during the first hour, kind of reach the limit. Would be fun if those two towns don't call it the same name. The water area? Honestly, debatable. True. Because, like, this is not brand new. This is, like, still age-old, but this was not... Yeah. I would like to have... If we don't call it the same name, clearly Hajar would call it a thing about, like, the dead man's respite, something like that. And here, that would be something a little more respectful of the fact that this is where food comes in. I used to be able to do my 12 hours easily as well, Faris. I had to talk... Well, I was sick at the start of the school year. I still had to teach. And then I had the l'activité de sortie. I had like a school activity during one day, and I was the teacher that was using all his voice to be able to be heard by 120 students. And I fudged up my throat. Yeah. Oh, we're living on the consequences of that bad decision of mine, you know? Yup. Let's go. We'll put some life into that part. That seemed to be a fairer part to start the story. Okay? Because this is brand new. The human here are less strong. Having a no matter the system with a paladin as your top official, or like its descendant or anything like that, would clearly make it into a good environment for your character that wants to go from level 1 to 5. So, first off, go click Tienberg. Change the name of the... Iverstown would be the best starting point. Absolutely. But like... I said that he was against everything that is death related. This... Let's think. I think this is probably the place where you could have the most diversity. The dwarf are trading with Athlone for a long time. You have diverse or human first minded. It will probably end up being human first minded, but still possible. It will still possible for other races to be in there. I kind of don't want to make them start. It's not impossible. We could try to make them start in Athlone. There's enough life around it to make it possible. Like, oh yeah, we could make them start in Athlone. Here's the thing. If they start in Athlone and are against the kind of communistic approach of the world that is there, if I got a paladin, okay, let's go like this. If I've got a paladin of Pelor that is in the middle of Athlone, how fine will it be with the fact that all the menial tasks are made by undeads? You know? How long would I take to explain him? To calm down his peckle, you know? Here. So, very fine if he grew up there, probably. Again, like, tell your player that your character comes from here. That would make sense to him. That would be normal for him. So, first off, let's rename Athlone. It's possible to start them in that big city. It's also possible to maybe start them in, like, Gemborger or Goldley would be playable as well. The old idea would probably be to start at Athlone. Give them a hook. To Far Westia. I named two Far Westia. I need another name. So for Verona. Nope. Nope, Ferris. Would be fun only for Quebecers. I already gave you to Quebec, okay? We could like put a hook in Verona, put a hook in Goldley, put a hook in Gamborger. It's easy. It would be easy to start with a hook from Gamborger and push it into Agnenberg. It's easy to take a hook from Goldley, push it into that mine. Take a hook from Verona and push it to Far Westia. So there's stuff they can do. We can probably like do a good early game in Athlone with the territory here, the zone here, and make the rest happen kind of well. You would literally, oh man. I'm thinking how much I would be eased. You could literally put a hook of them working for the strength in place in Athlone. And as their first quest, just to escort a child. Like, not force it out, just to escort a child from the house of its parent to the school's necromancy, you know? Just to, like, place them in that gray area of, you know, that's for the greater good here. Are you okay with this? A lot of character would just be like, yeah, that's fine. Do I get paid? Yes. And a few might have some second thinking about it. Have to literally convince the parent. You could have a few way to like approach this problem, so that would do it. Would not recommend the barbarian way because like that would make you illegal as well. So you start with something that would be like role play based. Okay. Let's start. First up, before we start writing Athlone, I'm going to be right back. Like there's 3 litter that went into my small bladder. I'm sorry if I take a lot of pee break, but yeah, that's what happens. So I'll be right back in about 2 minutes. Ta 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 ta.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So,
heal on that.
If there's no Oopa on the other team, we kind of have the advantage with the
with the items.
The berry item.
And the positioning. Like basically, you can force some team fight that the enemy is not.
Exactly.
They are so much communicating, by the way. Like. Boom, boom.
Well, like we're supposed to do.
Boom. Sorry. Okay. Thanks for the support. Is it making me stick for longer inside him? That sounded not good. Don't put that in any PG, non-PG 30. Wrote it wrong. Is this still faulty? Your thing works, Tim. I can't hear myself anymore, but your things works.
Granddad!
Thanks, Ebda. So for those who didn't know, my wife, she's not streaming yet. You got the keyword. Right? There's a small risk that she would eventually. And for those that did not know, like Hebda got his website where he shows his hearts. And Dregdom also do stream on his site. By the way, Dreg, are you at 15 now? I've worked so much to help you grow. Are you at 50 now? No, you're at 39. You slacker, you stopped streaming. And for the last one, that was The Pain. The Pain is also streaming on its side most of the time, so A Link to the Past randomizer. Let's not fall there. The wolf is stupid. I'm I'm so optimistic, but it worked. I don't care who, but I would like someone to clip this because I would like to reproduce it in a distant future. And I'm not exactly... But that's fine by me. Okay. First thing first, I am Missy. I do a lot of sound. Is there something for me? Pick up item. Des roches. Sorry, pellets. Hoping to diversify. Oh! Sorry. It's our first cutie!
This happened this
I'm gonna
week.
kill him accidentally.
It's sad.
Yeah. I don't care. He's gonna be bad. No!
I'm stupid.
He's round. I'm freaking stupid. I'm freaking stupid. That's all good. I just killed my first shiny. I'm stupid. Let's go for a back here. So, I'm gonna quickly eat what looks like a remote dinner. Here. This is a mushroom sauté of tofu plus rice. So full of joy. What do you mean, Ferris? That ain't true. Have you think about spicy pepper? And that also, Thorson. Mm-hmm. It's relaxing. I can talk eating rice, so it's fine. It is just my fourth meal today, so it's great. Let's rise again. Here. So we're back. Now, we need life and Athlone. I need a name for a bard necromancer. Would not be Jack Black. That could be Jack Black. The name for a bard necromancer. Hydrojockblock. So. Athlone. Fortified area. With 2 rows of high brick walls. There's gonna be a fault here. Michael the Undying says the harvester. He harvests buddy, and the buddies harvest the crops. Cezad. What is Cezad? I like Cezad. It's not a bad name. Maybe use a C instead of an S. But I like Cezad. Though he's not the only one summoning them. He's that could be a decent nickname though. Like he did it first. Made a name out of this. And people started copying him. Ate something. Oh, Jeff Bezos. Oh. Cezad the Harvester is not a bad idea. Like, worst case scenario, we can rework names later, you know? So. And so I want something big for him. Cezad the Harvester was the first teached it and found a way to immortality. He did it before the Weave of Magic got locked. Oh, he's been there for a freaking while. We didn't decide how many years this means, but like if you are now and you were the leader of a whole city that has a 2-row of fortified area, this does not appear. He is the leader, or had he disappeared mysteriously. This one is the leader, but he's not doing any show. He's not. It's been like a few hundred years that there's barely anyone that's seen him. He does not want to like mingle in what's happening its own place. As we said earlier, like he is not, we will write this in better ways later. He is not happy with what came out of its greater project. Like, yeah, he's so a lich. But at some point, if the player wants to pursue the idea of dethroning him, and they get to reach him, I want him. Like, I don't want him to be the boss. I want him to be the one that will explain how the world turned out to be what it is around them. I want him to be the apologetic version of himself that is like, my project was great. My project was for everyone to live their life happy without having to work. But sadly, like, I lost control over this. You know, the same way that you could literally imagine people being in position of power, but then you look at them, you're like, why is it still shit down here? And they still are not able to do that. They're still exploiting people. Like, basically, he's like, oh. There are still, like, for sure there are still exploited people. Because all the child that he just takes out of their family because they show a little bit of affinity with magic to make them necromancer, those are still extremely exploited. No matter what, like, they still are the one that if they are not there, if they do not force them to work, their whole thing collapse. This could be exactly the return. The return have to be maintained, or they will not be able to have enough worker. Even though their population started like declining, they had a boom. Like once they started doing that, people had time. They felt good. They started making babies because everything takes less energy and everything's fine. And after a little while, when they started to live in that life of easedom, like facility, we noticed that people decided to like decline in the amount of birth they were going for. Exactly, Thorsten. That was the way to say that, but I did not use that word on stream. Yeah. What was I saying? So yeah, they made a lot of baby, but then like there was a decline later. Cesar have seen it all. He's seen the rise of its people. It was the moment where he was the proudest. People were coming to become necromancer without even being forced to do it. And as the population started to like flatten and grow old, there was a lack of necromancer, and he had to start doing some rules where he forced kid into becoming necromancer, where all his big program did not went the way he want. So I don't want him to be the boss of this area. I literally want him to be the one explaining them what happened. If they try to fight him, I'm not sure yet. It's probably going to depend on how it happens, but I would literally either let a barbarian start a fight with him, or let let's say a warlock or a bard try to just negotiate with him that like death might be a better option. So that both of those ways could be ways of ending this arc, with or without a fight. But before him there would be some very high figure that would try to prevent them from reaching the Cesar. So himself would not be the boss, but the few one that knows what's happening, like what's behind the curtain, would be the boss. That's why you would make him amythical. What is amythical? Like, yeah, basically, like, technically, if there's another elected leader, there's oh, amedical. Okay, good. There's that. Or literally, like, we're talking, if you're at him, you're probably done with already 2 of the lower tier quests, you know? Possibly 3. So if you're now taking a hit at the leader of Athlone, the leaders of Athlone, I'm talking about the acting leaders, you could do that because I'm giving some option like that we could try to approach. He's sending people that he feels have potential dreams, you know? And the leader would be the more popular because people don't want to work. So, easy vote. Yeah, I guess. Like, honestly, and it's something, the majority would force the kid to be taken and become necromancer. In that kind of world, if everybody's starting to be lazy and they're like, so the price for our laziness is child labor and child indoctrination, they would. Don't have kid, you don't care. So less kid, this is so atrocious. We're talking about this and this is so atrocious. So we have elected officials. Elected officials, making it easier to abduct magic using kid, force them into necromancerhood. Very Hunger Game. Aw. He's not happy with what came out of his project. Wanted a world of ease for its citizen and planned to make it its own burden. He's gonna... Oh, wait. He could be, just based on the age that we gave him, either a very strong good or a very strong bad presence for the story. He could be the guy that wanted to make all the 5 points of power in the right position, you know? He could be the last big bad evil guy. But that would not fit with everything else we said unless it's a, like, bigger plot that he leaves in the background. And that just like him making you serve him could make him then have your trust and push you toward repairing the mana fudge. Okay. Put in a world of ease for its citizen and plan to make it its own burden. That cannot. If I say that, he cannot be the bad guy at the end. He cannot be the main bad guy at the end. That will not happen. He did not have access because in that part of the Highland, the top here, like the city of the dwarf, is the one having the thing of power. Not hear about the point of power before that point. No, but like, I know he could be lying, but I still think that like, he wanted to a world of ease for its citizen and planned to make it its own burden. And for him, having access to like 10 or 11 level spells is the way to do that. So, like, I feel this could already be some good 8 to 13, like when your characters are starting to reach level 4 and 5 with their spells. Talking level like 7 to 13, 7 to 12 spells. 7 to 11. 7 to 11 would be fairer. So they start to reach this grade where they want to start to unlock that level 6 spells. They have to repair the weaves of arcane. But they don't know yet how. He could be the one trying to point them toward the right way. Because himself, if they unlock this thing, he gains back access to very high level spells. Because what you're doing is the ground up version of playing house. What is house? What's house? Thank you. That's exactly what we're doing. I mean, yeah, playing with Barbies. It's my grown-up Barbie game, okay? You have something against that. So yeah. So I want him to be good, but to have an evil system under him. If it makes sense. We're talking about... It's like the pinnacle of being an anti-hero, I guess. Is that anti-hero? Yeah, it's anti-hero. So his end goal is super good. Sadly, he had to let some very trashy things happen for this goal to be reached. And he's not happy about this. But he finally understood that, like, either he let things go or he stopped them. So when your character starts to be at a decent level, getting the side hooks of the story, you eventually bring them back to that main hook, which is like the closing part of, not act, because like yeah, that main act, the closing part of that main act that had like 2 or 3 hook before ends up in between level 10 and 10 and 12, sorry. And here they come back to where it started, seeing a system with which they cannot agree. At level 1, you send your player literally take a child from their parents at a way too young age for it to be stolen, talking before 4 years old, and bringing him to the local authority so that the child will have to grow inside a school that will force him into a cult-like mind of that is your role for your society. So that is like first level, and there's many ways to approach that. They could steal the child, they could kill the parent, making themselves probably like culprit of a murder. If you have only like a pack of 4 barbarian, you can expect that end to come. They could try to convince the parent. Like, for a first thing, they have a lot of options. They choose your player instead of soldier. Your player could literally be soldier for the town of Athlone. You start with the idea that they are the one. Why would your player do that? Why would your player become like soldiers for Athlone? Let's think. Honestly, I have an idea of this. They could be. I have an idea of this, but if they are magic, wouldn't they be necromancer? Yep. Truly, Thorson, that's true. Let's think. So I have an idea for this, but we will have to like say, click. I know where to start. That's gonna be the name of this one. Where to start. Athlone is having problem. Internal logical. That's all good. Athlone is having problem, and the problems are the media. Okay. They start to have bad press because they send. You've seen that scene. They send soldiers on the back of Griffin, steal child from the home of their parents. They hate this. This is fake news, obviously, but like they literally do that, and they start to have like they start to have bad press, and they're like, okay, so we got to find a way that would be more subtle to reach the same point. But sadly, the people that we have that are trained for this are, yeah, they are trained at one way of doing it. So they just like tried to recruit people, and maybe your character does not come from Athlone. Could have, if you're a caster and you're coming from elsewhere, they start stealing child outside the Empire. Dude, we're talking level 1. Okay, that makes sense. We're talking level 1. Imagine telling to your players that their first quest they have to do is stealing child outside of the empires. That does not make sense. The first one, like, First off, those people don't remotely agree with it. But that could be like a second quest of that genre. Is it an empire or big village? We're talking about maybe not an empire per se, but we're talking about like a huge city with two lanes of walls and a lot of farm plot and place to get like some resources around the place. Talking more about like a big city, not an empire per se. Well, if the Roman had an empire, it's the budding of an empire. It's not an empire per se. So, like, if we want to make it scale, okay? They have a media problem. So, where to start? Athlone, we're taking small note. Have a media problem. They are Athlone officials. Athlone officials have a media problem. They are pointed because they steal child roughly from their parents when they are magic practitioner, when they have some magic affinity, when they have affinity to magic. We have something that starts. To start. From there, they wanna hire some adventurer from in or out the main system to find more publicly acceptable ways of convincing / abducting those kids. So, even if you're a caster, you do not have to be from this land to be forced into these kind of labor. Like, you can be an outsider and they will be like, we need another approach. We have our Griffin riders. They look cool and shit, but sadly now when they see them come, they hide the babies. They know why they are out. And this brings us problem. So now we need to find some other ways to be able to like gather these child. And there's one that they already have their eyes on. And they're going to talk about like the place where they're laboring on the side. Just child of one of the necromancer that happened to also show some natural tendency to casting. This guy's a sorcerer. His child's a sorcerer. He knows what's going to happen to his child, and he's not that okay with that. He's not totally against it. He understands that, like, he got education, but he also understands that being a caster comes with a price. His wife, being super proud of the fact that his own child was a caster, she is inclined toward letting the child go. He'll make more. Like, that's her weird way of seeing the world. She has already a non-caster child at home, and she's like, yeah, if you want to feed that mouth, it's fine. Take it. Jenny will understand that part. And the dad is like, yeah, no, but you don't understand. Yeah, it's nice. It's education, but like, on the other hand, that kids will never have life. Oh, it's so heavy. Yes, it's made out of water. Literally, like, it rained over it. It's gonna be fun tonight. So, already there, we're gonna have a big ethical dilemma for our players. I know it's very soon to put them into that, but this is what I like to do in my games. So, they, for a first quest, they got hired to gather I think it's written, a child showing affinity to magic, but they don't want its gathering to make waves. You think you got like 4 inches of snow? Ooh, that's not much. Oh, that's not much. But wet snow. Yeah. What did you miss? You missed the whole us talking about a necromancer being at the top of a big system that he lost the control of. Trying to like see what is the first quest we're sending our character to go to do before they get offered the other hooks. Like, all the players are getting hired as some people that might be able to have another approach at, we'll say it like that, stealing babies from family because they practice magic and they have to become necromancer to also let that big like necro communist village work and feel like they have a he's at their job and stuff. So for our first quest, they got hired to gather a child showing affinity to magic, but they don't. Oh, we get that part. Thorson. That's their first quest, and that one's gonna be kind of easy. But then, since they succeeded in their first quest, no matter the way they do it, like maybe killing. If that's killing, the government there is gonna like cover up their trace. If that's stealing, well, they stole it. If this is like negotiating with the parents, that's it. That makes sense. If this is like negotiating with the parent, they just leave with the kids. And if they succeed that, they can be sent in Goldley. They can be sent in Verona, Far Westia. They can be sent in Gamborger and get offered the other hook to go there and like fix the problem of these other place while also bringing back kids that are a little bit like older, but also showing like affinity to magic. So basically, the side quest for them literally becomes to bring back to the main city from child, so that they can become necromancer and pay back to their city there. Can you put the dilemma of like, okay, so you killed 300 goblin. Did you know that killed no, like we do that, but we do that in another kind of area. It's gonna be in that section. I did that to my player in the time. Oh, and it's not because they saw them chilling, but like that happened often that I make my character understand that like even the monsters they are fighting, some of them actually have like meaning. They have goals in life. They have objective. They are as human as they are, but like not race-wise, you know? It's not because a goblin is a goblin that he does not have hopes and dream. Simpler hopes and dream. But yeah, like this is the kind of thing I put my players in front of often. This is something I love to do. Now, so gather a child with affinity to magic, but they don't want its gathering to make the wave. It's in the farm area of Athlone. The mom reported magic affinity. The father is a necromancer. Okay, the mom reported magic affinity. The father is a 50 years old necromancer. Years old necromancer that started to reconsider how fair it was for the necromancer to basically be the reason why all the others have simple lives. But still, like, if he has to vote for someone, there's not enough necromancer to be able to outdo effects of the whole system. And we now have elected officials that are making the new rules where they decide to abduct children. Like more of a community way. What is the genre of campaign? It's I'm strongly into making serious campaign that turns out to be a little messy eventually, instead of going for something that is like just meme and sometimes end up being very serious, you know. You are clearly an evil DM, but they are, oh, they kill a goblin and a child, come and just say daddy. But like not that effectively, because like most of the time there's not going to be a single one of your player being like, I speak goblin. No, they don't. Yeah, when they go through a big pack of goblin, there's often a room where I will willingly put just like the birding chambers of goblin, just kids playing together, mama goblin taking care of those kids. I'll be like, oh, now I feel bad. Or they're going to throw fireballs. Like one of those two things, depending on the level they have. We will. Okay. You know what we're going to put as an extra for the thing that's going to make them pop and make them think the whole system is broken? Eventually, since they started not making as many babies, they're going to be lacking some fresh corpse to do the work. Like, those hundreds, clearly, they start to be like, il y a de l'usure, you know what I mean? Start to be like, over manipulated, and eventually they need some new one. Well, they will like put the rest in put them to rest after that. But eventually Athlone, in face of that situation, could maybe decide to pass a vote or to just pass a law, making it so that like at a certain age we have to get rid of you unless you're a necromancer. They will be like, what we do? Do we take him, kill him, or just leave? Wait, I'm sorry, but I didn't follow the plot, so I'm a bit lost. I know you explained it to me before, but it was too fast for my small French brain. That's all good. We have in Athlone Cesar the Harvester, okay? That was the first to do it. He was the first to like decide to use the body of the elderly to become the labor, like the hard labor of the place. He is not happy with how the project came out. Before the whole thing that like stopped the magic from the Weaves of Magic from being that accessible, that's level 6. He found a way to make himself immortal. So as Thorsten said earlier, he's probably going to be a lich. He is a bard, he's a necromancer, but like his main class is going to be bard. And he wanted a world of ease for its citizen and planned to make it its own burden. He planned on being the only one casting this. Expecting to be able to cast spells that are way above what a normal caster should be able to do. Like we're talking level 10, level 11 spells. Sadly, it backfired. Once he lost its power, he had to teach to people. Not lost its power, but like got limited in its power. He had to teach to other people to become necromancers, so that they would be able to keep those with their spell slot and everything, to keep the world they have working. But since there was a decline in population because people stopped making babies, it's easier to not do them and not have to care about them than having your babies stolen to make like necromancers. Had to start really stealing them. But it was not under its control at that point. Like he started the city turned into a, how can we call that? a city turn into a like diplomacy, but like we're talking about a diplomacy with still a big figure of authority behind that, like make it valuable. I don't remember the name of that, but this is the kind of diplomacy that the UK had. I think still have. Like they have a monarchy in the background, but people are still voting for the people that actually take the decision. So here we go. All right, what did you miss? Not much. You've missed me. That was like where to start. Oh, I'll let you. You probably can't read that. So what you missed, Thorson, was that I was saying they are basically going to be the new public figure of I'm going to steal child. Okay, going to become like the side mainish quest. That's going to be mixed with other hooks. And we're going to put those other hooks in the other cities. So they succeed their first attempt. They will either go and try to convince the parent that they need to take the child, and the parent will let them go. The mom is willing to let the child go. I was writing that at that point. The father, though, is 50 years old. He's a necromancer, and he started to reconsider how fair it was for the necromancer to basically be the reason why all the others have simple lives. So, he's in that point. At that point, the mom thinks she has enough of her 3 other childs and 1 more mouth to feed / care about would be a bit much. So as you can see, they can go and try to convince them. They could steal, or they could, well, destroy everything and just pick up the child. My expectation is that they will go for the role play one, where the official will not have to cover up behind them. If they steal, if they kill, there will have to be some cover up behind them. My player will clearly be evil at that point. So we go there. They succeed their first child gathering. The parents were like inclined to say yes. And they are offered to either go to Goldlay, Verona. Farestia is gonna have like a side hook here. Or Gamborger. Their next goal will basically be to do the same thing, but instead of taking the child of a willing mom, they will also have to do it in another city. And each one of those cities will also have like a side hook placed behind. So you're not only going to Gamborger, you're going to Gamborger. They have problem. They started being raided on a more frequent manner by the horde from Sovuk. And from that point, you go to Gamborger, you try to fix their problem, and you fix the problem of the hordes. And like from Gamborger, they're going to send you to Agnambor. You're going to say that Agnambor, the orcs already basically like occupy the area. They're a corrupted official making money while the general population is kind of poor. Honestly, it's communism, so you know it is. Is it communist? Like, okay. Problem is, we just said that it could be turned into a diplomacy, but like a monarchic diplomacy. But even in a diplomacy, it's not a diplomacy. It cannot be a diplomacy. So, the one that are living in a better situation, are all the ones serving the system. So you have at the top. Let's go talk about classes, but like social classes. Let's talk social classes. First off, you have Caesar. Caesar needs nothing. Caesar does not really breathe at that point, okay? So Caesar's a lich. He's just like, he's letting life go because he didn't find something big enough for him to just like end its life. And he still has deeply inside himself the wish to make things right. Means killing himself, like we'll see that later. CZ still wish to make it right. There's a whole communist system under him. So we have, and I'll say, we have, let's call them the Consular. And could we have a system that would be, we could have a Senate. We could have a High Conceal. That's, even though they are, yeah, they are elected, you quickly understand that how to say, there might be some shenanigans happening behind the curtain. So you have the High Council, which are going to be like wealthy, like way more than what they need. You have they also have their hands in most of the thing that like brings the more money into their pockets. Basically like what you can see in Russia. The Slicer, it's kind of a judge, but not exactly like this. The Slicer. What's the Slicer? Oh! High Council. We could have anyone that works for the government at high place. So why do you, where does that idea of the Slicer comes from? I'm sure I've heard it. So we will have elected official, which is the High Council. They have chair till they die. How's it going, Paid? We're doing our 1,000 followers special. So at the moment we're doing some community world building until my voice can't take it anymore. Is that okay? A way to, yeah, it's a good way to say it. You don't know if it exists from your brain. Okay. You mean like celui qui tranche les décisions. The Slicer would not be a too bad way to give that. They would have High Court. I don't mind calling like High Court and judge called Slicers. Like, it's fair. I've been here since the beginning. Thank you, Faras. Very appreciated. So, judge called Slicer. That's fair. It's also the person who reports gossip to people in higher rank. Okay, that makes sense. I think they could have more than one Slicer, but like 3 of them. They are not like the one making the most money. Like iCouncil is over them, but iCourt under them. We will have the generic like military system. So military employees, which from one level to the next one will be, did you read 1984? The 4-class system you're saying, Thorson? Or are you asking that to Joey? And the overbearing watching of everyone. So we have military employees, and I will not like list all of them, but the one at the highest level of the military will clearly be gaining more than one at the bottom part. After them, we have the specialized worker. Specialized workers. Heard of it in French class. Oh, read that. How about a big brother feeling and a political opponent being responsible for everything going badly to avoid responsibility? The problem is that like we already have them. Like Tionsberg is basically like a group that was politically very against them, that left, stealing most of the ship of their armada and just like went straight to create something else elsewhere. And I'm gonna have to like put some waterways here to make it make sense. Oop. Subtract. Smaller than this place, please. We can have that water coming from here. That would make sense. Well, you found it. Propaganda against Tienberg. You mean those that are working against Tienberg? I'm confused. I found it. What did I found? Specialized worker? Those that are working at making propaganda against Tienberg? Okay, that could be that, I guess. Here. Tienberg. Which are going to be extremely lawful good. But like, you know, the kind of lawful good that turns wrong? Well, we're going to talk about this later. Tienberg, the evil enemy trying to sabotage a super great working system that we have. Oh, yeah. That sounds like something else we know. The half workers. The under-specialized worker, the artistic worker, like those who entertain, dance, or music, etc. Okay, so we have. But like, those could also be propaganda guys. So we'll say off-specialized. Because we can't go wrong. They can't go wrong. Have the name though. Okay, so we have unspecialized. So unspecialized workers are just workers. At that point, we're talking about like, we're talking about artists. It's like, at this point, what else do we have under the people that are building the propaganda? And the people... No, sorry. Here we have the necromancers. And then we have the artists. The one that, like, use the extra time that they have to think and do hearts and repair stuff. But, like, do things that looks good. But that does not have any value to the thing. They just like, yeah, but that gem, I cut it, you know? We have the artist. And under that, what can we still have? I guess. Oh, I'm going to hate what I'm going to write here. I guess at that point, we have like the artists are probably going to be equal to them. So artist and the lowest working people, those that are like cooking the food. I know that's gonna sound sad, but like, nothing, welcome back. So the one that are like preparing the food, are they good or bad? The artist? Who's good or bad? The stream is still going strong. Absolutely nothing. Planning that we are doing that DnD community world building that we're talking about. We'll probably have to make that on some other nights because it's impossible that we're doing that in only one stream. Good or bad artist? I would say like artists to which we feel because good artists will quickly turn into being propaganda against Tienberg for sure. Their alignment. Man, I'd say they are neutral but tending toward good. Like they're doing stuff because they feel like it's the best thing to do of their time. Because they have too much of it, you know? We are talking about the one that are not trying hard. Is that good? But like on their side, the other option is basically to, artists are probably going to be the less paid in that situation as it is in the real world. Like, don't tell me that because one artist is getting paid crazy amount of money, all the artists are. In Japan, before there was a caste system, and people in the lower caste are artists, butchers, and executioners. Not sure about the last, because they touch blood and it's unclean. Okay. Do they have a purpose, or is the purpose is to show leisure time? The purpose is to show leisure time. So at the, like, I will say rough workers, we're talking preparing food, because you don't want the dead body to manipulate food. Assisting higher class in their endeavor. What else? Chores and menial task you don't want a undead to do. That's it. Like, everything that is like, no, undead should not touch this, they do. You don't want a corpse at the spot. You don't want, if it's not in the water, is it that bad? Oh, like, the corpse are really going to be used to like be miners, be harvesters, to be all the menial tasks that you're like, yeah, a skeleton could do that. Like a willing skeleton or unwilling skeleton could do that. So we got that. So first quest. Our characters have the N in the cog. Okay? Like, job is just to bring a child to school. That's it. They are, for a few of them, like if they are casters, they are new to Hathalone. They've seen somewhere else in the world. They have to come from elsewhere, and they came to Hathalone by ship. They got recruited especially because they are good at doing stuff without raising too much suspicion, you know? Are there things that humans still do by tradition? I mean, for sure. We're not talking real world, Kim, but I get what you say there. For sure. Like, where there's human, there's gonna be tradition. Architect and building. Honestly, I feel like, wait, craftsmanship. I placed it into like the specialized worker. We could have a side section here for, yeah, clearly. Okay, artist, but like in my head, craftsmanship was artistry. Architecture is kind of an art. So like, I will say like crafters, and we're not talking about like the ones singing in their stream or anything like this. We're talking about like the one that actually do stuff, but useful stuff. Oh, but that would be like rough worker then. Okay, you would have the people that do useful stuff. Crafting gem isn't a necessity. Useful crafters. Useless artist. Okay? It's gonna be how we're gonna write this for now. I'm gonna remember what it means. Okay? Crafting gems, not the most useful. Unless you plan to enchant them. Crafting clothes is absolutely. If you want to have like the same logo in all the cities so that they know that it's a god. That's a lie. What is a lie? Forge, it's art and burning. Like, I know it's bad. I didn't mean it, of course. You don't. I know it's bad. I find a better way to like share that information in the last version, okay? Here. It's willingly written like that so that we know what we're talking about. Crafting gem, unless it's to make dices. What's the point? No, with the SDF thing I wrote. What? And for the SDF, they can do a thing like if you don't find a job, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But like later during the story, when they are going to be at the right level to start like go further and finally get the dream from CZ, there's going to be a new law that's going to be passed by the High Council. Basically limiting the age. Like giving people a maximum age they can reach before like they get used to how to be one more body. But that does not make sense with the lack of necromancers. Unless like the body eventually, like after being used for years and years and years and years, start to fall. Or because, ooh, I got it. Okay. When they start getting the dream of CZ, Thielenberg have launched an assault on Athlone. When they come back from the second or third quest, okay? I'm talking about the hook, bringing them to side quest as well. We're talking about like level 8 to 10. Athlone just got a big strike. Some troop of Thielenberg dropped by where they were, and they punished them. Having a lot of, like, name it, priest, well, cleric, high priest, and paladin, and just turning undead into dust. So the High Council will pass a very, very, like, not acceptable law. Saying that starting from the useful crafter or rough worker and under, at a certain age, you basically, you're dying. We're gonna execute you so that we have a perfectly in shape undead ready to be used. Your ADHD monster is lying to me. What is my ADHD monster saying? What ADHD monster? Oh no, you were. Oh, I'm sorry, Thorson. We said that while you were not there earlier. Yes, exactly. Like putting a maximum age at which, like, it would make sense. So, but I like 80 years human and 80 years health is not the same. True. But do you think the High Council of Athlone mind? Like, at this point, I believe, I hope, any of my group of player that was into the fact of like, okay, let's convince Child to become Necromancer because it's the best thing to do for most people, and that would actually benefit the majority. Like, you know, that utilitarian way of seeing the world where you're like, what is the punishment for leaving? Same as it is to stay. Like, at this point, when the punishment for staying is like, you die. What do you think the punishment for leaving is going to be, right? But they are not yet at thinking about, they are not yet at the point of thinking about running about the people, around for the people living. That's probably going to come later if they do not take care of that problem. And that is also the moment where Cezad is going to be like, well, any adventurer that can hear that, send a dream to the adventurer that would be willing to do that. Something wrong is happening at the moment. I lost control over the council. This is the moment where we start that mid-level, that mid progression quest that will bring them to finally find CZ. You know? And CZ, like, while he's going to be the one saying that there's something wrong happening in the console will still blame CZ for everything that happens. So that your player will get to CZ being in a weird, he's the quest giver, but he's also maybe the main bad guy in that weird, like, place. So we will have to think, like, the side hooks of Gemberger, side hooks of Goldlay, side hook of Verona. Verona's probably going to be a shorter one, like it's just on the side and everything. Okay. I think we got some good steps. Let's go. Say... elected officials making it easier to abduct magic. Using kids to force them into necromancy. Okay. That should have been in the word to start, right? Okay, that's still fair. That's still fair. The mom thinks she has enough for her of her three other child, and one more mouth to feed / care about would be a bit too much. The mother will probably be in the rough worker category. Like, not wealthy enough, but she is actually the wife of a necromancer's, making her in a not too bad situation as well. She's just not the one actively defending the party. So we have that. Let's give me Gemborger. Let's give me Valdor. What did we name it? Goldlay. Oh, haha, you just shared chant sacré of Laurent Paquin to an English Canadian. Sing this to his mother. Not sure he's gonna like it. Not sure she's gonna like it, but maybe she won't understand. That's fair. And we have Verona. Okay, so no matter what, in those three places, they're still having the same quest as they did the first time. They're gonna feel good because they succeeded their first quest. They got their payment. It was quick. 1 or 2, like maximum 2 situation. By the way, we did not put life. We need to put life into Athlone. So it's time. It's time to like add life into Athlone. Guys, I want to have the main buildings. I want to have name to give them. Good? So like, it's a big city. It's a big city. There's at least in it 4 different hints. Okay? I need names for the inns. Inns, Faras. Create a city map. We're not creating a city map now. Like, once I know what I put in the map, it's gonna be kind of easier to like create a city map. And there is a, like on Incarnate, creating a city map is not that hard actually. It's the same kind of fun. We're gonna do that on another day. But first thing first. The hints are like places where people go to like sleep and drink and eat and stuff like that. The Airbnb, no, not Airbnb. Those are bed and breakfast. With the option of also like, want to build a snowman? Dude, did you hear us? We sang Let It Go. You missed Let It Go, Hebda. Oh, where are you? Is the famous Bath and Body Work. Oh yeah, we can make a lot of them. Airbnb means air, bed, and breakfast. Yeah. You missed it too. Yeah, we sang 6 songs, Jenny. Will you work with the concept of boarding schools for the young necromancers? Where would we put them? What do you call a boarding school? Like, what happened? Yeah, okay. That's basically it. By the way, like, when you go to Gamburger and you steal a child and you bring it back to Athlone for this is basically what it is. It's very close to that. They never see their parents back. And if they do, they are changed. Not the parent, the kid. It's Ince in Croat. Savieti. Oh. So, first off. Inns. Give me names of inns. I would like to have. Not Ellen Cross, we started there. I would like to have, like, at least one fancy one, two average one, and one where the poor goes. Oh, Nam le don. Nam le don. Aww. Main city to be closed off the Watcher. Too far, Hebda. Oh my god. What happens with our first name? Not exactly, by the way, but yeah, if they come back there, they change. So, we have Namledon. I want a name that like feels like we are in a fantasy world. I want a name that like, I don't know. To give you some example, the Coughing Pony. I think people know him. I want thing that you're like, yeah, it's Golden Pumpkin. Golden Pumpkin sounds fair. Golden Pumpkin sounds like a posh one. Pumpkin. I'm gonna do a lot of mistakes while writing this. For what again? For inns. Place where you drinks. And like, since it's gonna be the comeback place for during a lot of the story, I would like to like have a few different places where they can go. The Drunken Goblin could do. This is the place where like the people that are, I'm gonna name it as our fourth. So back 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about here. Drunken Goblin. Où j'arrête? Nom le Don sounds weirdly good for a name that looks like Rouge Arrête. But Persephone is like telephone, so I don't know. Persephone is fancy, but Persephone, okay. Okay, if we call a place like Chez Persephone, here come my French. Chez Persephone. You know how it's gonna be inside. So let's say we're gonna keep that one out of the PG-13 games. Okay? That's how I'm gonna define that. What else could we have? But it's still fancy. It's gonna be like fancy. Golden Pumpkin could be like our, Golden Pumpkin could be our fancy. Chez Persephone. Sounds also like chez Sephora, so it's fine. So chez Persephone could be like the next fancy one, but yeah. Persephone isn't linked to anything wrong. Oh, sorry, it's not the one I thought. Then I want another name. Fudge my face. Not Persephone, the other one. Aphrodite. Okay. I'll Aphrodite. No, they will speak weird language. Well, I'm sorry. I know Persephone was a very good idea here, but Aphrodite will do it even better. Because, like, it's going to be able to be wrong. Pony was not wrong. That's a good one. Like, we're going to take Aphrodite. We need last one. We need one last one. Volderoom. What about Alphonse? I have a little something about... I can't name Alphonse. We're going to name one character and one of the hints Alphonse instead. I want a place where they serve pizza. Does it make sense? Krat 4 or the pure one? The poor one. The poor one. We already have the drunken goblin. They are clearly selling the cheapest thing that makes people drunk. Neverwinter deep cooked chicken. We're at Athlone, but we could go for Athlone deep cooked chicken. That could do. Athlone deep cooked chicken. Mussolini's Pizza Cafe. You guys! I'm sorry about this, my wonderful nothing. It's a lot for hanging by still. The music's kind of lagging for some reason, but like I'm still having the good output, so it's fair. Pasto. Guys, now I want to have 3 things, but like one of the thing, at least 3 of them. Here's the thing. We want to have, what is the most known meals? Like what food turns around in that place? Same thing with the drink, like food and drink. What is the main fun activity that happens in that place? And what is the I want 3 potential small encounter, like 3 person that are inside that place that can either share information or that could be interesting to go talk to. Talking about NPCs. So first off, golden pumpkins. Let's be honest. Every table got like roasted pumpkin seed. Roasted pumpkin seed as appetizers included with everything. Okay? Like, this is the thing that they offer you. If you want to get in here, you need to pay for your food, and you also need, it's not offered. It's not included. You have to pay for them. If you get in there, you are okay paying like 5 silver piece for gold leaf sprayed pumpkin seed. That's it. So gold leafed roasted pumpkin seed as appetizer with everything. They have a marula. Ooh, actually, like they could have for the drinking part, they could have anything. Let's give us a little bit more space. Any fruit-based alcohol. Let's go for this. That's going to be a good way of defining that. Oop. Ah. And any food-based alcohol. You like a marula, it's a marula. You like, I don't know, you like things that taste like OG, but with alcohol, you can take that, it's fine. You know, yesterday that it was a myth about the elephant. The medium local mafia and his 2 goons. Oh, in the Golden Pumpkin. Good place to go. So, I'd go for, I'll write it like here. Medium local mafia man with 2 goons. I'm going to define like what they are offering or like what's the why they are interested. The fruit doesn't ferment in nature. Oh man, it's so sad. I believe in that shit because they made publicity about it. Plus like yeah, but like for the normal the like normal wine, you go to the others. This one got the one with the bubbles in it, you know? Dumbo reenaction. Oh, that's how Bumbo start. They gave alcohol to elephant and filmed them. That is unacceptable. It's not ethical. My God, could be an insult, man. It's censored Dumbo. I love that. It's wonderful. So we have the local mafia man with 2 of its goon. And honestly, you're a fresh face. For some of you, you're a fresh face. You could be probably employed to do some jobs that people are not expecting you to do. What kind of job offer could he offers you? Job Twitch chat, you dumbo. What kind of job they could offer you, like quickly in between 2 missions? They could send you threaten someone that didn't pay. That's fair. Like, a lot of different classes could find ways around that. Get a rare ingredient or something. That is Kufo's quest. Kick out the drunk people. That's not going to be them that's going to give that. Like, having drunk people around you, and no, we're in the fancy one. Like, high drunk people are not happening in the fancy bars. I know that may sound like a general judgment, like abusive as a generality, but they don't kick. This is we'll keep that for the poor bar later. Drunken Goblin. We have in 4th place. Barman offering you, let's say 2 silver and 4 beer if you kick out the duo of drunk. Les non-habitués, like those that are not often here, drunk. Strangers that are like, oh, okay, that are, let's go for this. They will be doing this before, but like, that are harassing other clients. Makes a lot of sense. Oh, for the fancy bar, kick out the troublemakers. Yeah, but like, here's the thing. And I know some people will not agree with me, but there's already some mafia boss here. The troublemakers will not be putting trouble there. Like, the unofficial police is in the place. You do not piss off the unofficial police. You do not piss off the police either. But like, the mafia's there. The drinks are pricey. You kind of, you hold on your bad way of doing stuff. Yep. You stole it from a podcast. Yes. Unless you're new to the area. Yeah, unless you're new to the area. Absolutely. Low gambling made on a bar fight. I would honestly, Drunken Goblin seems to do not be fancy enough for that. And deep, I say we keep, oh man. Dude, the underground ring should not be at a place where it's that obvious. I feel like Golden Pumpkin is not the right place. Maybe Aphrodite got other things to offer. So, do someone have an idea on what is the main je ne sais quoi Golden Pumpkins could have out of like serving fancy food and having the mafia in there? Remember do. Or the fancy bar kicks out the troublemakers unless you're new to the area. Oh yeah, I forgot about the mafia. I forgot about the mafia. They deliver food. That could be super fair. Like honestly, offer me food delivery. Barman can offer to do food delivery in exchange of a family meal. That makes sense. You just invented Starbucks. Pumpkin spice latte. Duh. Any food-based alcohol with pumpkin spice. People will be pissed. Chess tournament? Could that be in a fancy place? People playing dragon chess? They sell arcane. The place that also hosts an inventors club. You're giving good ideas for other things, guys. I will clearly, there's going to be one of the city that will have this inventors club thingy. That's a very good idea. A powdered enhancement. Okay. That's going here. Powdering enhancement into drinks. This is going to be the non-PG 13 one, okay? With that, depending on which DM you are. And the activities to go with it. This is my way of using euphemism. So the mafia can hire them to invent things for them. In the other encounter you could have here, I conceal lady passing by to take her toll. And she's taking the toll from the mafia. The job they offer you. They could offer you to go burn something else. They could offer you to go burn something else. It would pay you good for this. But if you get, like, fine, you can't say that this was their order. Or they are going to fine you. So, which other hen? Okay. Since they are the fanciest after them, $20 gold side quest for burning Chez Aphrodite. That may sound harsh, but they got kicked out of that thing, and this is like someone else making money out of this. And the boss is not happy about this. You mean you think about mafia, you think about the assassination? No, not always. Not always. That could turn into like a kill, though. That could be that. The Aphrodite gives restoration potion to their employees and charge more for the restored part. Not sure how I understand that. Are you saying they lose members and then get healed? Is that what you're saying? Not sure I get that part. Let's skip Aphrodite for now. Okay. Yeah, I think I know what you said by, like, restored part. Good. But, like, yeah. Now we are doing what for which in. Okay. We are still trying to get, at least a third encounter, a third little something that could happen in a golden pumpkin. So we're talking about, like, where the rich go to drink good things. Okay, tasty things. Right back, dinner is ready. Go eat. Eating your chicken wings. Rip the chickens. So, I need a third encounter for this posh place. Does not have to be that fancy. You don't know if delivering food is good. We did it, but for Athlone deep cooked chicken. We kept that one for further. Yeah, you did say it, but we put it here because it fits more with the fact of like being a PFK. Going to work. Good night, Jenny. I do hope you will have a wonderful night and that your job is not going to treat you so bad. Try to come more often. I thank you guys. If you don't know T Jenny, she started to do a lot more content in English because she started playing Phasmo with like the vocal open on anyone that is in the map. She didn't have choice, so you will have that thick Quebecers accent that everybody totally loves. Quebecers. Here. What do we go for? We will move to Athlone's deep cooked chicken. First up, yeah, they serve everything a PFK can offer. So basically, I will not write that. Deep fried chicken, deep fried chicken, and bubbly sugary drinks. No alcohol. They are very, very like, you can bring your family there. There's no problem. If you want the extra, you just need to like know what to ask for. Maybe a place to make portrait. Like, I mean, artist that comes and make portrait for the console. Oh, you mean we're going to put a portrait artist. I'm pretty sure I will have like probably one player eventually being like, oh, take my 16 charisma into your thing, please. It's gonna be 5 gold. Easy like that. Okay, a portrait artist offering good portrait for 5 golds. 30-inch by 20-inch. Takes about 3 hours. He's working good, okay? He's one of those like well-paid artists in the group. Here we go. Plus drying. Let's just make it a little pain for the one that is like, my charisma is gonna go there. Plus drying. Here. Stay Aphrodite. We're gonna make that one off stream. I think we got ideas of where it's going, so yep. Barman can offer to do food and delivery in exchange of a family meal. He's going to feed your party if you just go and drop that delivery. But that delivery, everybody craves Athlone deep cooked chicken. So on the way, you're probably going to have to meet up with, depending on your level, maybe rats, maybe dogs, maybe cats. So there's going to be some animals in one of the alley that you're going to take that are going to try to stop you just to be able to get your delicious fried chicken. Here. What else could we have? We're talking about the place where people are going to eat with their family when they do not really care about their health. What could await you there? They also have like a cheap room with just a queen bed. So that's a little small for a family, but if you like share space, you should be fine. Think. Oh. They could have. Oh no, I keep that for AJAR one day. So for now, we do not have the idea I had, okay? It's a stupid one. So, maybe like kill the bugs. They could have an infestation. No, but like, possibly a side quest. I just maybe some NPC that would have something interesting to tell them. They don't have to be quests. Like that's a little side quest that could be done quickly. But what else could we try to put in? It's clearly going to be a child crying. There's going to be a child crying like it's child crying like its life depends on it, and a pair of parents not giving him any attention. Like the thieves who steal the kids and the money. Whom else? The barman. I say barman, but like clearly it's gonna be an employee, underpaid employee. I said food-based alcohol. It's fruit. Very sticky slogan. Very sticky slogans on the wall. And what else? I want for them, just for the feel of the place, they are able to hear chicken behind the counter in the cooking area. Like, if chicken are just like running around the place, and when they have to like prepare food for a group, they just straight out murder the chicken in front of them. Pretty fair, pretty okay, like that. Oh, clean the chicken area. Aww. What else? The drunken goblin. The drunken goblin could really be a play. Yeah, that's not so easy. You have to have boiling water and all. They do have that too. Remove the feather. They do have that too. Like, they can do this. They wouldn't do it live. They don't do it live. They do it in the cooking area. Like you will never find fresher chicken. Do you think like frigorification is there? They got magic. They don't have electricity yet. Unless it's magic. The drunken goblin could have the fighting ring. So this one could be known. The hidden fighting ring in the basement. You don't have to go for all that magic thingy you were going for, Thorson. You can go for something as simple as just you go down the stairs. We'll see. Like it's gonna be depending on anyone what you want to do with that. They will serve. Honestly, they will serve you anything. They will serve you what they got. If you come with like goblin legs, they will find a way to like cook it for you. You want to try to heat, I don't know, a hen's brain, a giant hen's brain? Bring it. They're gonna find a way to cook it for you. Add more spices. Don't forget to describe a smell as they go down. A smell, as in like smells of fighting. It makes it so real. Are you planning on doing a channel overhaul on 2023? No. We are going back to do our we're gonna redefine our schedule, like probably in the next hour, somewhere like that. Go and redefine our schedule for the next few months. Yeah, that's pretty much it. and put like cheap alcohol, more than cheap alcohol. Like everything here is mixed with malt liquor. It's basically the cheapest kind of alcohol you can make. They do not give a single effort at really making alcohol. They make malt liquor. They mix it with other thing that tastes good. Even the beer is basically like malt liquored beer. What do you aim for as a overall, by the way, Paid? Yes, sweat and blood. Okay, sweat and blood. That's good. It's very bad odor mixed together. You put like cheap alcohol. Like that's more than cheap. We're talking. They're not showing that it's what they do, but like they come up with concoction and they're like, that's yours. No, not brown water. They are still in athlone. Like even the cheapest one in athlone is still kind of. Am I planning to stop before 1930? Do you want me to put the baby to sleep? Is that it, my wife? If I do hen before 1930, do you let me put the baby to sleep? And never. Yeah, I missed the part. So we have that. We have hens. We will clearly, like, we have not the mayor. We have the high council that are up their own tower in a very big castle in the background. Like that's untouchable. So like we have high councils. Not manor, and that could be a manor. Crypto hats. And they put the water in everything, like to dilute things in water. Oh, just know I will put the baby to sleep. I would like to put the baby to sleep. You're telling me that she's already like oh, I'm gonna wait for my wife to be done with the hats too. High councils. What do we call that? Not barack. High councils. Place where they go. So wife, it's up to you. Like if you're telling me that she's already sleepy and you want to put her to bed, which if you're telling me that she's really not that sleepy and you'd rather wait for me to be done, let me know. Like both are going to be okay for me. I was thinking, so where can I put the high councils? Not throne room. I need a castle. Do they need a whole castle? They don't need a church. They need something bigger than that. I'd call that the cathedral, but like, not because it's gonna be religious, just because it's gonna look to be that format. Like it's gonna be very, very huge as a place. And up to the top of that thing, there's sure gonna be Sidak? Is that Sidak? Sizad. I can sell cathedral. Like a person in each domain. Like the Master of Magic and another for the invention, another for the army. Iconsils will have some specialty for sure. We need a few names and we will need to give them roles. I will... Oh, I love you, wife. We need some names. I want posh sounding name. I want like name of people that have too much money for what they're doing in life. I want like Anita Del Rose. We want fancy names. Persephonia. Persephonia, she's gonna be like Anita and Persephonia will both have that food where you basically were asked to be part of. So Persephonia will clearly be the one owning Chez Aphrodite, and she's direct competition to Anita. What else do we have? Alistair usually sounds like very I'm higher than you kind of name. Alistair. Thaddeus. It's a Thaddeus harder than it looks. Thaddeus. I clearly want one of them to be called Mazart. What else? I need something that sounds like... We'll call one Rustlin. Here. I want to know what race they are. I need to have like... They are probably mostly human at this point. This is like... We're going to have an exception, and it's going to be Persephonia, which for some reason is going to be an half health. Oh. Here, we have that. We will have Anita, which is human. Alistair. Alistair is clearly human. Thaddeus. Thaddeus could be a gnome. Mozart. Mozart's another human. I left for 5 seconds and I come back to Mozart. Exactly nothing. And Rustlin would be... I kind of want him to be a little different. We have 3 human. It's more... It's already half. And when you have a council, you want to have 7. Like, you want a odd number of people. Michaels? Mikhail? Oh, Michael? Michael could do. We keep Michael. Okay? Have Michael. Michael is gonna be a Asimar, but he looks very close to a human. If it's not like for its color, for the color of its eyes and its hair, this thing could as well be a human. And we have Rustlin, which is another human. I know it makes a lot of human, but they are majority after all. Gideon could have been great, but we could also keep that name for the main's the main's name. Sounds like a lot of diversity in my console. I feel we have like 4 human. Do you want a 5th human? It's like my keel could become a 5th human. But like I have a reason why I put Thaddeus there, because like they will all have a specialization. We will have this guy, which is going to be the Consigliere of Invention. Basically, they get vote on based on what they are supposed to have as a role. Shouldn't it be Cosmo? We already have an inventor one. It's Thaddeus. I love Thaddeus' name. Messing with me. No, but that's fair. That's fair. In Omen, we have an Omen. Here, Anita Del Rose. I want a name for like the person that has to care about having everybody living in happiness. You know? Like something that is such morally discutable. Like this on pourrait tellement discuter genre moralement de ça. Our role is just to make sure people are happy no matter what it really means. Every console you need a yes man. Emily. Keep those names for later. Those are good. Morally gray. It would like a morally gray version of like happiness. Fulfillment. She's gonna be our representative of fulfillment. I hate that word. Like it feels like I'm like someone is stealing a part of my soul when they're doing that. Persephonia is going to be the one taking care of making sure, like of upgrading the amount of the naissance, the one that is supposed to be responsible about taking care of the fact that at the moment they do not reproduce enough so that they will have those problems incoming. We said that like their population was declining slowly. Like icon cells of birth and family. This is why the Persephone, she decided to like buy and change the whole meaning of that place that was called Chez Aphrodite. So she rebranded. Lister. I want him to clearly be the guy to take care about everything that is military and war. We will have Mozart, which is... he could be the high council of the school, like the system that they have in place. Francesca for the be happy at any cost. Is that a name that you like have from something else? We will have Mozart. Can you put my camera down, please? I would not be there if that was the case. No, I will put it like that. This is the smallest I can put it. The moment, like with all the settings I have, if I touch that, I might like lose what we have. But we could like make the text goes higher. Here. So we have invention. We have Mozart. It's a human, and he's going to be the one taking care of... I need a few other jobs. So he's going to be the one responsible of propaganda. They do not call it propaganda. They call it the concealer of truth and media. There is so much of this that I just picked up in reality. It is perfect. I love it. So Mozart is going to be the guy, the council member of truth and media. We'll have Ruslan, which is going to be Michael. Michael is going to be the one that is going to be like the highest guy in the school board. So responsible of perennity of like the project. We have Ruslan. Ruslan needs the last thing. Yeah, Ruslan would be the yes man. I'm gonna make him the high council member of, I don't want to say secrets. Truth and media could actually be the guy that would be the guy that is trying to make information run rampant, but maybe not always the right information. Need a culture? Yeah, we need one for culture. True. Culture. He's the guy from culture. Oh, we have our 7. I think it's enough to like make a whole place inhabited later. And I think it's a good spot to maybe stop this process for tonight. Have a good start. We have the where to start. We have the Hathalone. I'll come back with a little more soon with you. We will probably spend one of our nights doing this. Near future, like once a week. Doing some Am I the Asshole and then coming back to that thing and just like chatting for the whole freaking night. On that. Let's go and check where I could move. I could move to this place. So